Hey, what's up, party people? Happy Monday. Welcome back to an exciting week of SJU. We were off Friday, so we did not get to give you our latest and greatest reaction faces to Disney Plus Day, the happiest holiday on earth. Oh man, Disney, the big D took a big D worth of content all over us. And man, there's so much to chew on if that's what you're into. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, and we also all woke up at 3 or 4 in the morning for various reasons. You can all guess in the chat, along with your questions and comments, why each of us was up at 3 in the morning last night while we talk about all this stuff that they threw onto our plate. But there's some delicious morsels, man. I was excited for some things I didn't think I'd be excited for. I was confused at some things I didn't know existed. And I'm gonna give the stank face to well, you'll see. You'll have to wait and see.
Are you giving the gas face?
The gas face.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The gas face will be given.
Look, if you're looking for 90s hip-hop references, it's gonna be me or Spenny.
That'll be in XMen 97, actually. Magneto will give Professor X the gas face.
More third base references coming at you.
I mean,
Thank you, Eric. There we go.
SJU.
That's the SJU promise. But man, Marvel's up first, per usual, with a thrilling recap video of things that they've done that you already liked. But it did remind me that, you know what, this Disney Plus experiment, it's going pretty well for them. I am a fan of really everything they've done, although I have mixed feelings on What If, but man, everything else looks good. And they were hot off the block with, I think my favorite part of the whole thing, except for the Willow Meet the Cast video, which we'll get to later, with Hawkeye. I was shocked. I'm continuously shocked by how much I'm excited for and love Hawkeye, because I don't like Jeremy Renner or the character outside of the the comics, Matt Fraction stuff that they're clearly working their way through in this series. What do you guys think of this Hawkeye sneak peek extended look?
I am so excited for Hawkeye, and I'm right there with you. Like, he was always, he's fine. I think the most I liked Hawkeye was in Thor, when he was like, "You guys better take over this guy, because I'm starting to like him." That was like I don't know why that's my Renner voice. His voice has the same tone and tenor as mine does. I don't know why I'm like pretending like his voice is deeper than mine.
No, his voice is like, maybe you want to go grab your hammer and you go fly over to him.
You go fly. But yeah, like, I'm very I hope. Oh, this is me being shady. I'm being an asshole. I hope he actually did some bow training now. That would be
interesting.
Really tight.
Call Gina Davis.
I mean, well, don't get me started on Gina Davis and her bow training. Because literally, she's so hot that the only thing that she could be getting ready for is to hunt the most dangerous game. Sorry.
Yes. Eric, what do you think of this?
I thought it was really cool. Now, I can say, because I'm not under embargo, I've been able to tweet out my first reaction to Hawkeye.
Oh,
full reviews embargoed. But I really like it, guys. The first 2 episodes that I've seen are really cool. And this extended preview is not from the first 2 episodes. It's most of what we were seeing, that big action scene. And it looked really fun to me, and continuing the vibe that I already was enjoying from the first 2 episodes. So yeah, I'm all about it. I am a mild Renner Hawkeye defender, because I've enjoyed what he's done, but he just hasn't had that much to do. But him and Haley, it's a good pairing, and she's just everywhere these days, and it is really good. So yeah, I'm very excited to see more of this.
So it's very fractiony, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
the fraction. I mean, like, it can't be. I think it's not a shock to say it's not a 1-to-1, because it can't be. I mean, like, Fraction's Hawkeye isn't married. There's like some huge differences, but there's some big things pulled right out of it that you can see in those.
You saw the Trust a Bro moving van, the tracksuit mafia's out there.
Okay, and there's a couple things I want to ask you about that I will do off of this, because I want to know if they included it, but I don't want to spoil it for other people.
Fair enough. But go check out those comics. That's the everyone's first choice for, if you don't like Hawkeye, actually check this out. And it's true.
I'm rereading it right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I also saw a new bad hairstyle for Hawkeye. He had like a brief cut of a really bad mohawk. So I'm excited to see that in all its glory. And then, that single shot car chase. I mean, Marvel's not great at car chase scenes. There's the Fury one. I think it's an Age of Ultron where he actually got a cool. He's in that
Winter
SUV.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yes, of course, that's where it would be good. But this looks like an awesome car chase scene. I'm psyched.
Well, because usually the car chases are just like car rams into car, so super powered human can get on top of that car,
jumps from car to car,
and do dances on top of the car.
Yeah.
Like it's not about the actual car chase, you know. It's nice.
It was cool enough that, you know, I will just forgive or ignore, you know, the usual dialogue that happens in Marvel action scenes, which is like, a trick arrow? What do you mean a trick arrow? This is crazy. Where they're just like basically talking directly to you, the viewer. That's fine. It looked cool enough that I was still totally engrossed. So let's move on from Hawkeye, because I think that's like that's a consensus. Hell yeah. The fact that it's like a Christmas franchise too. This is perfect.
I kind of love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we got little bits. We got little morsels of some other things. She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and was it Miss Marvel? Is that the other thing we got? So is there enough to chew on for you? Did any of these really stand out? And what about them got you excited, or do you need to see more?
Oh my God. So She-Hulk, I am very excited about. Which I have been excited about She-Hulk for forever. I love that series. I love Jennifer Walters. I'm really excited to see where it goes. And it's a tease, whatever. I saw a bunch of people online being like, oh, the graphics aren't done. They clearly haven't done a lighting pass. Shut up, nerds.
It
like,
did look a little unfinished. Yeah, it looked a little pre-rendered Hulk.
Because if they didn't give you anything, you would be like, well, why didn't we get anything? And so they gave you something, and they're like, well,
they could have just thrown it into the big old wall of titles that came after that. But
nah, you know what? Honestly, I would rather have this with all of its unfinished lighting passes, which I don't even know what that means. And neither does the person who tweeted it. But I would rather have this than have nothing. And it looks really good. And I don't think they're going to do it. I would love if they embraced the super meta She-Hulk series from like the 2000s. Eric, you know what I'm talking about.
I think they will, right? Yeah, this is like
that's what they're doing.
People involved, I remember mostly like comedy.
That's why she's like, that's why she's like doing the fourth wall stuff. I think that's what they're doing. Where, because in that book, she is like actively, when she's doing her lawyer research, referencing comic books to be like, well, you said this in Thor number blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I think that's what they're doing, because Jennifer Walters is she can be, and I like her when she's a fourth wall breaking character.
All right.
We did an article about how she was breaking the fourth wall before Deadpool. Everyone, so if she does it, don't
smash that fourth wall.
Don't say that she's copying Deadpool. Yeah, I thought this was really fun, very quick. But I'm already so pre-sold on it because I love Tatiana Maslany. I think that's awesome. She's playing her. I'm an easy mark for a Bixby Ferrigno Hulk reference. Now, yes, the line "you wouldn't like me when I'm angry" has actually been referenced a ton already in other Hulk stuff. But the fact that they're actually recreating the 70s aesthetic, he's dressed like Bixby in the denim in that moment, is super fun. Even as I wonder, why is this happening? Why does it look like old low grade, footage? Is it a mock commercial they're making? Is it a weird fantasy sequence? I don't know, but I'm intrigued.
I feel like they just did it for the promo.
Maybe
just to get us ready for the fourth wall breaking stuff. Which
interesting.
Yes, please.
Is it a time travel lore show?
This will not be a thing that previews the metaverse.
I don't know. The metaverse, it's real hot right now.
The metaverse is so hot right now.
I have a question that's probably dumb and has probably been answered if I were to look it up. But what was that non-Oscar Isaac voice in the Moon Knight trailer? Not Oscar Isaac, but the other one that started it off. That was like, "Hello."
I think that is Oscar Isaac. Isn't that him doing an accent?
Both? Was he doing?
Well, no, because Moon Knight has multiple personalities.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so
I think that's all Oscar. I think that's yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is an interesting choice. And but Moon Knight is so cool.
Yes, he is. Yes.
And also for the Jewish folks, like what you have like him and Ben Grimm, that's dope.
Yeah.
And Kitty Pryde. Don't forget.
And Kitty Pryde. And you're right. And Kitty Pryde. This is not. There is no kitty pride slander on this show. But no, that's like dope. Like more representation is better than less.
I do think, this footage, the voice threw me, not gonna lie. It's a big swing, that accent, whatever he's doing there. But I was intrigued by this because on a sort of gritty level, this looked tonally way more like the Netflix shows than we've seen from like MCU proper. I don't know if he's beaten down on a person when we come up behind him there or not, but it seemed like maybe he is. But it certainly seemed to show him kind of unhinged, which is a part of Moon Knight. So I was like, okay, this does seem like getting it's interesting because SheHulk we know is going to outwardly be a comedy, which it should be. But Moon Knight seems like it might be going a little grittier for them. I know it's all levels. It's not going to be like Hannibal guys, but I think it
could like be Hannibal level. I mean, I wonder how gritty you're allowed to get on Disney Plus before they put you on Hulu or something like that.
Right. Moon Knight is pretty effed up.
Yeah, and I hope they honor that about the character because I don't know, a PG-13 Moon Knight doesn't sound super appealing, but. Look, Oscar Isaac's on like the world's longest hot streak, and the more of him in genre stuff, the better, I say. And then Miss Marvel also a super quick sneak peek. It looked cute. It looked like a little Shazamish. I like that a lot. And you get like 3 lines and 12 quick cuts. So, is anything about this really pop?
I am interested because it seems like they have altered what her powers are, which I am okay with. Because she is normally stretchy.
Right.
She is stretchy lady.
Yes, from the Avengers game, I recall.
Yes. Thank you, Spencer. We have all been up since 4. She is normally very stretchy, and so I'm interested in why they changed it. Which I'm okay with, if they're trying to build up the Marvel in the way of the Marvel boy, Miss Marvel, blah blah blah, like those Marvel stuff. Totes cool. I'm super into it.
Do you think that there could be Reed Richards is coming down?
I was just about to say that. I think that they're trying to save the stretchy stuff.
Save the stretchy stuff.
Save the stretchy stuff.
We have so many good stretchy
for John Krasinski or whoever it's gonna be.
I was being an a-hole on Twitter and actually because I was like, well, actually, it's not the first look at Miss Marvel because we actually got a look at that Disney Investor Day last December. They did put a little footage in there. And it was interesting to me when they delayed it, because we don't know any of the release dates. We should mention that this is all like 2022, but we have no idea what order we're getting these shows in, or anything, except we heard Miss Marvel is actually later than we expected. It'll probably be like the middle of the year. Doesn't shock me, not because I think there's something wrong with the show, but because it's going to be a little harder sell for a certain contingent that wants things to be cool or badass because it's about a teenage girl. And I think it could be a totally adorable show, but I think that they're going to still want to go strong for a while on things that are like way more like even SheHulk, which is a comedy, still has like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk in it and like, big stuff to push. And Moon Knight's obviously, like we were saying, a little grittier. So I think they want to keep sort of cementing a little more easy sells for some people than like the teen girl show that some people are going to be total jerks about, being like, I don't want a plucky teenage girl. I want the most badass.
Okay, fine. Then watch literally anything, of the 50 other things that they've created. It's fine.
It's fine, everyone.
But that said, as I move on to the Marvel Wall O titles, it did seem to skew kid fare. At least I think so. Like, I Am Groot. That's got to be for the little ones, right?
It'll be pretty family friendly, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Spider-Man freshman year. X-Men 97. That's for older.
That's for me.
And I do wish Lon were here, because Lon, I had never seen him so joyous on Twitter. Like he was like, when they announced this, X-Men 97, I just have to say is amazing because it's the first Marvel Studios X-Men project, which is really funny. Yeah, I think it's very smart of them because I think as much as people are desperate to be like, where's the X-Men? They should take some time to get back to them. But also it's like, let's keep the brand in your mind. And also let's keep it where we're like, hey, look at the X-Men and all their costumes and things those other movies didn't do. Yeah. And not make a promise for live action, but I think kind of be like, we know what you want in X-Men, guys. don't worry, we got this. You know.
So this cartoon is very important to me. Like literally, no, I'm not even kidding.
No, you're not alone.
This cartoon is how I got into superheroes. Like this was my entry point, and I was so into it that for my birthday, my parents bought me a bunch of comics from the PX on base, and then also got me a subscription to Wizard. And like this was a very important starting point for me. So I like tear to tear. Also, I have to say, I have often said that the people who created this series have long been worthy of their flowers, and I'm so glad they're having it. Also, friend of the show, former writer, former person on the show, Charlie Feldman is
Yes.
a writer and supervising producer on the show.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. We'll have to have her on if she'll have us.
She'll have us.
Yeah.
She's a
awesome.
nice lady.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like a slow pitch down the middle for aging nerds, because the X-Men, kept the X-Men alive in the 90s when I think they were struggling. Marvel was struggling to find an identity in a world dominated by Image Comics and the Dark Knight stuff going on at DC and Frank Miller and stuff like that. So this is like the candy coated bright neon past to which we all want to return to. And the X-Men movies keep trying to return to the 80s, the 90s. They keep decade hopping.
Right.
Just do it. Just do the cartoon again.
Yo, if you ever want to see like a good version of Phoenix and Dark Phoenix,
this is it.
This is it.
Now, I'm going to just throw out the other names that we didn't talk about. Anything intrigue you or was confirmed that you're really psyched about? We have the Guardians Holiday Special, What If Season 2, Echo? Question mark.
You know who Echo is?
No, tell me.
She's going to be, it's a spinoff of Hawkeye. She is a character from the comics who is in the Hawkeye series. And this was reported in the trades a few months ago, but this was their official. Basically, so when you watch Hawkeye now, I think there'll be more eyes on this character because she's getting her own TV show.
All right. How about Ironheart? Who's Ironheart?
Okay, so Ironheart is like the smartest little baby in the whole world.
Oh.
She is a Black preteen who loves Iron Man so much that she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna like make my own Iron Man suit," and Iron Man was like, "What the F?" Like she is Tony Stark in continuity has said that she is smarter than him. She is smarter than Shuri. She is possibly one of the smartest people in the universe.
That's smart. That's dang smart.
Pretty smart.
All right. Sweet. Now we also have Agatha House of Harkness.
The pun is delicious, guys.
Yeah, right? Wow. Respect that pun.
I was talking to a friend about how crazy it is, for us as guys who like grew up like reading Marvel comics as little kids, how omnipresent it all is, to the point that he was saying a mutual friend's 11-year-old kid is so excited by Agatha House of Harkness because she loves Agatha so much. I'm like, it's an insane world we live in. Like, we're getting an Agatha Harkness series and people are psyched. I mean, why not? Catherine Hahn was super fun. And we'll pick up with her witchy ways.
Armor Wars as well. That's comics arc. Secret Invasion, which I didn't realize that's a Disney Plus series. I thought that was a movie. That's a Disney Plus series. Wow.
It's filming right now. We got that. I don't know if William, if you have that one shot of Nick Fury,
two-eyed Nick Fury,
bushy, beardy Nick Fury coming at us in there. That was like their little tease of what's to come. But I mean, it's a fun arc. People have some theories about certain characters. Certainly, one character in Falcon Winter Soldier. There he is. Look at him. There's something blowing up. That maybe we've been already meeting some secret scrolls along the way.
Circle Q, was that a Circle Q convenience store? That's funny.
Oh, no.
It's like a scroll pretending to be a Circle K. They got it a little wrong.
And I will say, one of my favorite actors from the show Shameless has been noted in the IMDb, but hasn't been announced yet. So I'm hoping that Noel Fisher is in it. A lot of people don't know who that is, but I also kind of want him for Wolverine because he's Canadian and small.
Those are your two requirements for Wolverine, please.
Canadian and small, and we already know he loves redheads.
Yeah.
So, like,
awesome. Well, I think that's all the Marvel stuff that's fit to print, because we still have a whole bunch more content that they dropped on us. My gosh. Unless there's any last Marvel thoughts or something that we skipped over, anything?
My
No?
only we mentioned the Spider-Man animated series, and so my one question there is the description was a little vague, but it says something about the origin of the MCU Spider-Man. So it sounds like it'll basically be like what his adventures before Tony met him in Civil War. But I am curious how Sony is involved in that, because even though they can do animation stuff without Sony, if they're dealing with the Sony MCU Spider-Man, I feel like there has to be some cooperation there. So
I need to see Uncle Ben die in live
You're gonna
action
get
or
to be-
animation. Yeah. Otherwise,
Oh,
I
God.
don't know why Spider-Man's any good to anybody
How
else.
sexy is this Uncle Ben gonna be if he can snag Marissa Tomei?
Yeah.
That's true.
He is going to be a dime piece. That's
Yes,
all.
he will. All right. I was going to make a really bad South Park Uncle Blank joke, but here we go. We're moving on from Marvel onto Lucasfilm, a division of Disney, because they had...
I've heard of it.
Yeah, they had some Star Wars and other things to show off. Specifically, the Obi-Wan series. We got a little taste of Ewan McGregor out of character, who seems just so much more chipper than in his usual roles. It was very cute. It was like Fargo Ewan McGregor. It was adorable. We got art. We got some slow pans over some sweet art. And he's going to be babysitting Luke. We got a little show premise, keeping Luke safe, just cutting people down in the background of his life so he can have like a blissful farm boy existence. I'd watch that. And we got some confirmed Vader breath and Hayden, and we will have a Hayden Hayden's Darth and Ewan's Obi round 2 confirmed. Excited for this. Gratuitous. Did this really happen in the lore? Are they just stuffing this in? What's going on here?
Hayden Renaissance. I'm into it.
Hayden Renaissance, yeah.
Hayden Redemption? I don't know. I feel bad for him because no one was acting good in those movies.
It was a tough task.
That so much of it like landed on him and landed on Lloyd in the first movie, and like I feel so bad. So I'm excited that he gets to come back. I'm really excited for this. It sounds good. And I'm not like a super extended universe person, but my understanding is they also aren't and do not care about any of that stuff. Eric?
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm psyched for the show. I'm curious why they didn't just actually show us some little glimpse of footage like the Marvel shows did. Just a little footage, guys. The whole they keep teasing like we're gonna see Obi-Wan and Vader face off again, and a lot of people are like, is this gonna break canon? I bet it doesn't. I realize in Revenge of the Sith, in the Clone Wars, I should say, they played a little trick because in Revenge of the Sith, he says to Dooku, my powers have doubled since last we met. And then we found out in the Clone Wars that they fought like 20 times in between episode 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to play that game again because Vader's saying, when last we met, you were the master and I was the apprentice. I don't think you can sell that with him in the armor that they fought another time. There's going to be force trippiness involved, guys. There's going to be some force projection magic going on. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm excited for it. Deborah Chow, I thought, did a great job on Mandalorian season 1. I just wonder why they were so stingy with you don't even have, we are easy marks, guys. Show us a couple shots of Obi-Wan in a robe, but looking a little older. People would be,
Well, the trick is you have to microdose your force. That's you just get like a little
just
bit
a
of
little force. I don't know if I'm an easy mark when it comes to filling in the blanks of the original trilogy. I think every moment of time has been pretty well accounted for via a novel or a TV show or something. And since they've been expanding it with The Mandalorian, though it can certainly call back to moments and stuff like that, I think that we've found that we can move on. We can move on. We've established a great tone that can still include, all the things we love: Tatooine, bounty hunters, all that stuff, the Jedi. It doesn't have to be rehashing the Skywalker arc again and again and again and again. And also, it doesn't look. This is just my personal opinion, but and cards on the table. Like, I have no fondness for the prequels. I know that they've had a resurgence. That there's a whole generation that grew up with them. It's not a time or a place, and I have no personal animosity towards Hayden. It's not nothing I'm excited to revisit per se, except for Ewan McGregor's portrayal of Obi-Wan. So obviously that is the bulk of the show, so I'm on board for that. But I don't know. I don't know. Fight me.
Movie fight. I obviously I love and I can't wait to see more Ben Kenobi. But yeah, like I'm super over. I don't need any more Skywalkers. We get it. Like we get it. You know.
I do think she said. I think the implication there is that it will not be a show just about him watching Luke. Like that's going to be your setup. Like that's what he's up to. Yeah. But then something will take him away. You know, it's like something will be like this adventure we didn't know about that happens. And does he leave Tatooine or what? But we'll find out.
Yeah. Speaking of milking that original trilogy, Boba Fett Under the Helmet documentary, which seemed to just be a dozen clips strung together of people being like, Boba Fett got no screen time and has no lines, but people love him. Like, isn't that crazy? It's because he looks cool, and people had a lot of questions about Star Wars that couldn't be answered by something like Fandom at the time. You had to fill in the blanks. There wasn't any source book to refer to except the holiday special. But I'm excited to see how they stretch the popularity of Boba Fett into what I assume is a feature-length documentary.
No, it's like 22 minutes. It's fun.
Oh, okay.
It was just they released it that day. It's fine, but it is a lot of like, it's crazy. They didn't have much screen time. Now people are really into him. I will say the thing that most made me amused by this documentary is that is the first time we already have the Boba Fett animated section from the Star Wars Holiday Special is on Disney Plus, but there's a very brief clip of Lumpy, Chewbacca's son, from Holiday Special in this, and so it's the first time live action footage of that special has been
live
put
action
onto
Lumpy,
Disney
baby.
Plus.
That's from the Holiday Special.
A little bit.
That's Chewbacca's son. Yeah, okay, son. It was Lumpy's story, right? Of course.
So we're not going to get any
Stinky from the Clone Wars movie. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're not going to get any of the crazy masturbatory Diane Carroll.
Oh, we will.
One day we will. I want to see a stinky Lumpy team up, guys.
They got to do that in the Guardians Holiday Special because like they can make that joke.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to move on to another Lucasfilm property that I did not expect to be as charmed by as I was, but the Willow Meet the Cast video. This is the cutest thing ever. Also, Screen Junkies alum Tony Revolori. That was great to see him shining there. And then Warwick Davis. Wow, what a comedic powerhouse performance this was, which is not something I associate with Willow, which I liked.
He did that whole TV show, right?
Life's Too Short. So I haven't seen that, so I didn't know he had comedy chops like this. But this was hilarious, which I don't think of when I think Willow. But I'm now excited for this, even if it has nothing to do with the show or the film. Is it a show or a film?
It's a show.
It's a show. Yeah.
No, this was really, there is we have seen the cringe version of this many times.
Yeah.
The scripted banter that is just terrible. So I just give this credit, right, for being legitimately funny and giving everyone a fun moment. So even though we know very little about Willow, the show itself, everyone's guessing is that dreamy guy, Mad Mardigan's son.
Right.
But it was just a really well done piece of content when I'm so used to going like, watching something just like this. So kudos to the team that put this together.
Oh yeah.
Big time. I love these. A huge part of the story is how good Willow looked for his age. And then he has ideas for for what Willow fans call themselves: the Willow Mongers, the Willing Me Softly, the Low Boys. what do we think out of those? What should we call ourselves? Or do we have a new one?
I like the Low Boys, but that's also like the name of like a weird hipster burger place in LA.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Willing Me Softly.
Willing Me Softly is good. Yeah. I'll do Mad Marta fans. That's my contribution. But yeah, I wonder, and we don't have any Mad Mardigan's not coming back for this, right? Are they saving him?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, who knows? But
given that documentary, probably not.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Lucasfilm. Overall, we then got a enormous tweet storm content.
Yes.
Man, they listed all the things, and I don't want to list them all because wow, there's probably 40 projects announced in total.
Yeah. And some of them weren't announced. Some of them were just kind of like a check-in, like, and so many of them were like, here's the cast of a thing we announced a year ago saying hi.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of that. Some things that popped, obviously, are the Prey Predator movie, I guess prequel or just spin-off or something like that. We got an image of a woman with a bow and arrow. It takes place 600 years in the past, and she's like protecting her tribe from the predator. I'm into that. I like putting the predator at different moments throughout Earth's history. Medieval predator, samurai predator. Like, let's just keep having the predator pop up in different historical settings.
This is so my jam, because it's very much like the old Dark Horse Predator comics that would just do these one-off stories about what if a predator landed here.
Yeah.
So I really like that approach. And Trachtenberg's directing. It did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I dug. Amber Midthunder's the star, and she was awesome on Legion. So this is like my jam, even though I know we've been burnt by Predator movies before.
Oh, have we ever?
Including the one Shane Black did, which is so disappointing.
Yeah.
I've been hurt before.
Yeah. So many times.
I am protecting my heart. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good, but I don't want to. I've just been hurt too many times, Spencer.
Yeah, I understand, but I think that's what you need is like a very little dialogue, action heavy, confined setting predator. And yeah, I like the 10 Cloverfield Lane guy doing that, because I thought that was what we got with 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's fantastic. All right, I guess I'll just like name things. We could just like make a noise what we think about them, or expand on them if you like. A new Ice Age thing. All right. Cheaper by the Dozen with Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union. Good.
Look, I mean, the last two things you mentioned, it's just very funny. The 20th Century Fox IP they got, where Prey is also Fox, and it's the one thing where I'm like, yeah. But these other ones, I'm like, yeah, they're just kind of slapping that name out there. And
speaking of 20th Century Fox,
I love Gabrielle Union. My mom will watch this, so good for them. Also, someone is like banging on my floor right now. I apologize.
That's fine. It's mild. Speaking of 20th Century Fox IP, do you think they got the rights to the phrase "Welcome to Earth" for the Will Smith nature documentary for Independence Day?
Because ID4 is their movie now, so yeah, it only helps them.
I'm very disappointed that it's not "Welcome to Earth" with an F.
Well, not to call out your some racism here, but we watched Independence Day, and he says "th" very clearally.
He does.
I think that's the internet took that and like made it Earth. But
I am also very racist.
Yeah, it's like a racist like Bernstein Bears situation where like everybody heard Earth, but I'm telling you, I've watched it a million times. He says "Welcome to Earth." He enunciates.
He enunciates. Also, I'm sorry, that's just such a cute thing. If you're gonna have Will Smith go around the world and you're not gonna have him punching aliens, then yes, it should definitely be named Welcome to Earth.
I love it. It's gonna be fun just watching Planet Earth, but Will Smith is just saying "Wow."
Also, please don't tell us about your relationship with Jada anymore.
That's fine.
Leave that off Disney Plus.
Like red table talk.
When our open marriage and we did this.
I know way too much about their relationship.
Way too much, yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep going. A heavily edited video of John Mulaney talking about Chippendale Rescue Rangers. All right.
I mean, look, I do like him and Sandberg.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like Gadget. One of the first things I ever saw when I went online was there was this like anti-slash Gadget ring where like you would go on and they'd be like, we're fans, but like they would have a picture of Gadget nude but covering herself and being like,
no.
with like a Ghostbuster slash on it to be like, this is not where you find this at.
Amazing. You should put that at the top of SJU. This is not where you go for nude Gadget.
That's our tagline, right?
Another celebrity having Disney bankroll their vacations. Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. We've seen this show before. Is this season 2, or have I just seen the trailer a bunch?
I don't remember.
They made
Limitless with Bradley Cooper, the show, because that movie is
They did do a show.
They did? Oh, you're right. You're
a
right.
primetime show.
Cooper did a few appearences on it.
We did. Wow.
Yeah.
I need to get back into the Limitless verse. Take a bunch of NZT or whatever it was, and then make some day trades for crypto. Check that out. Okay, now we get into some things that I'm not sure are real and actually exist. Sneakerella.
Sure.
No, it's true. It's true. I have a friend who wrote on it. It is a real thing.
It's not a sketch.
No, and from what I understand, it's actually really funny and like
Okay.
cool. Well, the first time I saw it, I was like, well, and then I talked to a couple people. They're like, and I started hearing about the writers on it and the cast, and so I was like, okay, I think this might actually be really good
Okay,
and
sweet.
unexpectedly good.
Well, great. I think that
Again, this is one of those ones where it's like at first it feels like at first
Like
it
a
feels
30
like
Rock fake movie.
Saved by the Bell, the new
Okay.
class, and then or Saved by the Bell, the new one that was on Peacock, and then you see it and you're like, oh man, this
Yeah.
is good. I think this is gonna be.
I like the Saved by the Bell on Peacock though.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
the Saved by the
saying.
Bell's
No,
really
that's
good.
exactly what
you're
I'm saying.
like your
It's
first
like at
impression, yeah.
first, your first impression is like, what are you
Gotcha.
doing? And then you
Yeah.
watch it, you're like, oh my god, this is really good.
Ah.
I think that's gonna be what this is.
Well, I hope it captures the modern day sneakerhead experience of refreshing an app and then losing your chance to spend $200 to a bot and then spending $900 on a secondhand website. The
Again,
movie.
I am very biased. I have a lot of sneakerhead friends. My understanding is it does kind of feel
Okay, great.
like it
All
does
right.
capture that feeling.
Better Nate Than Ever. Is that a real movie or is that something I just made up for my mind's eye?
Yeah, it's probably in there. I probably glazed over that one.
Another Pinocchio. Pinocchio again.
Now
Oh,
it's
yeah, see,
Zemeckis
it's
and
real.
Hanks.
It's real.
Yeah, this is Zemeckis and Hanks, so there's Better Nate Than Ever. He does have a cool logo. And
Zemeckis and Hanks doing Pinocchio. What happened to my anti-fascist Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio? Are we ever gonna get that one?
oh yeah, wasn't that supposed to be on Netflix?
Yeah, that's like his
Not
white
anymore.
whale. Like he's
Maybe,
always wanted
is
to
it
make
this
that.
January? Maybe, or was it this
Well,
last
I
January?
mean, they still can, right? Because Pinocchio, the
Oh,
story
he's public domain.
is
Yeah.
public domain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone can make Pinocchio.
Hasn't
We can
Roberto
make a
Benigni
Pinocchio
done two
right
We could do Pinocchio
movies?
now.
Yeah.
if we want to. If we have time, let's write a Pinocchio.
Done. Anything else that I'm lifting? Hocus Pocus 2, we got a great cast photo out of that. Looks like
They look good.
Yeah, they look good. They look like
They
they're
look amazing.
hocusin and pocusin.
It's always fascinating to me when something like that happens, like this 90s thing for Disney that like has really had a huge resurgence. And you know it's really had a resurgence when you see all the merch at Disneyland. That's how you know, oh, they realize they can make a lot of money off this from 90s kids.
Yeah.
And there's like a ton of Hocus Pocus stuff at Disneyland now. There's like little stuffed Bette Midlers and like just things I never thought I'd see at Disneyland.
I want an out of character stuffed Bette Midler.
Right,
That is
just
Down and out in Beverly Hills Bette Midler figure.
Yes.
So-
for the boys, Bette Midler.
right.
And I think look,
Beaches, Bette Midler. Sorry.
No, keep going. I don't want to say Penny and the Proud Family. Was that what it was called? That looked cool because that was like Bebe's
Yeah.
Kids has returned, and I love it. The
Yeah.
animation style looked.
I was too old for Penny and the Proud Family, but you know, black animation, super into it.
Yeah.
And there's a sex joke in the trailer.
Yeah, right. It's that's why I said Bebe's Kids.
I don't know if you saw the trailers, Danielle, where
Yeah.
the parents are caught and switching clothes.
Yeah.
So weird. Yeah.
All right, Spiderwick Chronicles. That's also a thing. Those are books. Haven't read those.
This got into a funny corporate conversation with Lon on Twitter because he was like, doesn't Nickelodeon have that? And I was like, well, Paramount's a co-producer on this show, so they must have still had the license on that, so they get
There
to
you go.
partner with Disney on this.
Yeah. And that is, I think we've arrived at the bottom of the barrel of the Disney Plus
I
content
think
bucket.
the Baymax show looked cute to
Oh,
me.
Baymax! Oh,
Yeah.
I clapped when I saw Baymax.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot.
Very
How did we
cute.
skip over that? That looked fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just actually good-looking animation for a series. Like they actually took their time and made it look as good as the movie, which was fantastic. It's a sitcom. He's a slow, cute healthcare balloon. What's not to love?
Well, what else do you need?
Yeah, what else do
In
you
a time where a world needs healthcare.
Yeah.
Yes, we all could use a Baymax, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, we'll give you something that's looks expensive and inefficient. America. But so cute, so cute. Yeah, I will definitely watch a sitcom about a Small Wonder style show starring Baymax.
Always. Yeah.
All right, I think if no one else has anything to add, we'll move on to the chat. Eric, where you look
But
like
the only thing I want to say was that the two things I want to say were my two complaints.
Yeah.
It was weird to me that they held back on Star Wars so much. I don't know why they didn't even show anything from Andor, which is filmed completely like Kenobi. They even could have done a Mandalorian season 3 tease, which is filming right now if they wanted. But I also just have to complain about the weird thing of putting that Marvel stuff and the Kenobi stuff on Disney Plus, not putting it on YouTube or Twitter was just really strange to me, because the whole idea here is, yes, they want to keep subscribers, but they always want new subscribers. So it's very strange to me to be like, instead of watching this cool Moon Knight tease, you have to already be paying for Disney Plus to even watch
weird.
the footage.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I also managed to watch a lot of this like reposted by IGN, which like was not taken down. So like you're leaving views on the table. Disney.
No, they must know everyone's going to do that. So yeah, I just thought that was a strange thing about it for me.
Odd. Yeah, it's not great.
All right, well, maybe next year. And then we were talking a little behind the scenes about like they have some anti-screen capture stuff on Disney Plus, so we couldn't even like pull clips. It was just like a black screen that they can like scan your face and tell when you're looking at it, and then shoot lasers directly into your eyeballs so that you can't see anything. All right, but let's dive into the chat here. I don't think we have time. We'll have to push a day or two for the MGM winning the bidding war for the Jason Momoa Batista buddy action comedy set in Hawaii.
Paid vacation in Hawaii show.
Yeah, I think you were saying Hawaii 5 bro.
That is what I said. Yes.
Some type of lethal weapon in the tropics thing. Yeah, hell yeah. I can't wait to see that. But we move on to the chat because you guys have been talking this whole time. Luis Valenzuela says, with the return of 90s X-Men, what other 90s thing would you like to see return? Doesn't have to be animated, but what should D+ do next in that vein of the X-Men 97 thing?
I mean, I'll go for a kind of obvious one because it's often requested and it's on Disney Plus, which is Gargoyles.
Yes.
Which I finally watched a couple years ago, and my wife has loved that show since the 90s. And she was right. You were all right. The fact that it's on Disney Plus, and Greg Weisman sort of famously was kind of pushed off the final season and kind of discounts it. So him coming back and doing new stuff in that world would be very, very cool. They're selling a bunch of new toys, NECA figures. So they, again, just like Hocus Pocus, Disney sees the money-making potential. So I think it's possible.
I think this is also ABC. I would love to see a grown-up version of My So-Called Life. Like, where are they now?
Oh yeah,
Angela Chase now.
Angela Chase. Get that Claire Danes. Get that Jared Leto.
Do we get that Leto?
I want to see the Life with Louie reboot personally. I want the Louis Anderson cartoon. In fact, I wanted just a reboot in general of that moment in the 90s where every stand-up comic got an animated series for some reason. Like you had like Life with Louie, you had Bobby's World.
Bobby's World I loved.
There was like what was that? Not Ed Begley Jr., but the guy with the pants up high and the Martin Short's character.
Ed Grimley.
Ed Grimley, yes. Yeah. Ed Grimley. Let's bring that back. Let's give every
what was the other one? Candy's Camp.
Candy's Camp.
Camp Candy.
Camp Candy.
Yeah.
So that's my vote for 90s reboot. But just like we'll modernize it. We can have let's see, who would make a good animated stand-up these days? Animated Nanette. Nanette the cartoon.
Well, sometimes when you're a woman, you just go through some stuff.
For kids.
I love that special, but also,
let's see. Okay, Matan Valensky asks, do you want any attraction based on the adult Disney IP or any 16+ fare in the resorts and cruises? So anything we could take that's like in the more teen and up skewing stuff and build a ride out of it, or a land.
So there is, I believe there's actually a theme park that, so now I'm messing up my mind. There were some theme parks that almost happened that didn't happen. And maybe I'm thinking of one of those, but at one point they almost were going to have a 20th Century Fox based theme park that was going to have Alien as one of the lands.
Ooh. Oh, I like that.
With some kind of cool ride. And so that would be my pick. You could have a pretty cool alien, like going on Rise of the Resistance, which is such a great ride. I'm like, what if this was all aliens?
The Nostromo and like
yeah.
Oh, that'd be
so.
And it was like an aliens themed laser tag arena.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, do it.
Danielle,
you have something bad to say.
I'm going to say the worst thing in the world. I want to do High School Musical, the musical, but it's just the ride that takes you into puberty.
You age with the character.
Yeah. So you start at Oh, God damn it, Danielle. You start at the top of Splash Mountain, and by the time you get down, you become a post-pubescent woman, man, or non-binary
with a recording contract. Yeah. Oh, here come the hair bears. Yeah, that'd be great.
That is my cleaned up version. I am not a good person.
I like if they're doing a Predator push, let's do a Predator Land or a Predator Zone where
Animal Kingdom.
You get to hunt the other.
Get in the zone, Predator Zone.
Yeah. And then finally with this, Adam Halbert asks, are you disappointed that Prey is going straight to Hulu? I'm not. I mean, I think that hopefully is signaling that Disney is still invested in Hulu and like will still make adult films, but tasteful. Very little full frontal.
Great storyline.
A tasteful amount. Yeah.
I watched them for the articles.
I watched them for the plot. But no, I hope they don't abandon that because they are like half of the movie industry at this point, Disney, so that they have an outlet for original ideas and for stuff that's not family friendly. Obviously it'd be cool if a new Predator movie got a theatrical run, but at the same time, I think they got to earn it. They got to earn it back. They've had so many misses that it seems like a good direct to streaming franchise now.
Yeah, I don't want to be greedy about it. We should mention, by the way, the Prey was announced as part of Disney Plus Day because overseas it will be on Disney Plus with Star, since Hulu doesn't exist there.
Yeah.
In the US, it'll be on Hulu. Everywhere else, it'll be on Disney Plus. But yeah, it's that don't want to be greedy thing, because yes, I'd love to see Prey in the theater, but I just first and foremost want Prey to be good. It sounds really good. But I saw The Predator in the theater, and that was not good, and I was sad. So I'd rather watch a good Predator at home than no Predator movie at all, or a bad one in the theater. So yeah, like you said, Spencer, earn it back. Then it can be back in IMAX.
Yep. Heal Danielle's broken heart, Predator.
It really, I need something, because Predator the musical on YouTube has been the only thing that's got me through it.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you absolutely have to.
I shall.
I'm not going to sing it now.
Like that was a great Easter egg circling back to Hawkeye, Rogers the musical that we're gonna get in the MCU. Can't wait.
I need it. I want it.
Well, let's all go heal our broken hearts and our tired eyes because we've all been up for far too long for way too much information today to work through. But I hope you enjoyed us. Disney dumped on us and we dumped it all on you. It's been a human centipede of news today, people, and I'm sorry you're at the end, but sometimes that's how it shakes out. And we'll be back for more SJU. No nude gadgets or gadgets or whatever. No nude rescue rangers.
No nude gadgets. We are so tired.
Yeah, but we'll see you on Wednesday again tomorrow for Australian commentaries. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.